So this is Academic Pulse. It is a student confidence engine. So the problem is high achieving students are burning out because they can't see their own productivity. So they think that they're not doing enough when actually they're doing maybe 78% more than average students. And a high achieving student basically means all students really. And so the invisible effort leads to imposter syndrome, burnout, and inefficient study habits. So Academic Pulse is an AI-powered dashboard that makes invisible student effort visible by building confidence through data-driven insight while optimizing study schedules for peak performance. And so you can kind of see that a little bit here in the metrics. So let's do a live demo mode, and so you'll kind of see these things change. And so here it's kind of showing you get a productivity score, 73, and basically what's happening is the application is learning the user, and so they're having to do things like quickly log activity, like what time they spend studying, what time they spend in class, reviewing, breaks, commuting, and that's all being kind of tallied up to translate the data in totality. And so like here are some invisible hours, so you might not think that you're doing enough, but really the app track that you had 26.6 invisible hours of productivity. But it's also able to give you smart warnings like this that are weighted based on cognitive load. So like encouraging breaks, but also counting breaks as more of a positive, not a negative, in contribution to a score. And then there's smart insights here, like burnout prevention. You've been studying intensely for 4 days. Consider taking a 2-hour break this afternoon to maintain peak performance. All of the things that students typically think would count against them now is counting for them. And so it's training those positives. Like you can't run a car all day, right? You eventually have to park it, stop it, maintain it, put gas in it, that sort of thing. And then here we've got kind of like the GitHub streak thing, and it's basically a heat map. And so this is, the darker it is, the more you're doing, the less dark, which we don't see like really less dark. So yeah, there's that. And then here is a graph kind of showing like hours spent studying and productivity. And then we've got wins here, so unlocking like kind of like an achievement praise-based thing, and then more metrics down here. But it's just trying to translate the data and show students that they're sort of winning, but also helping them kind of go forward.
Awesome. 10 seconds left.
Do I break out of this, or do I need to keep it up? Questions?
Oh yeah, 2 minutes for questions. Just so like super quick ones. Just so have you used Bolt before this? Have you coded before? And how many tokens did you use to create this project?
Yep, about 400,000 tokens. I have used Bolt before. I've been working in both Bolt and Lovable simultaneously for the past like 5 days.
Cool. And did you have a coding background before?
No, my background is UX. I am back in school for computer science. I just don't know anything yet.
Cool. Any questions, mentors?
I have a question. Does this account for maybe how much your classmates are studying?
Yeah, so there's a leaderboard, so the more students that join, it'll quietly say something like you're in the top 15% of study best habits and things like that, because it's counting on more people joining the platform to create not a competitive leaderboard that starts toxic traits, but like just a quiet kind of pat on the back to individual users without other users knowing.
Got it. And does it sort of align with what kind of subject you're studying for? So for example, math might be more time.
Yeah, so it's going to say like 1 hour of calculus, like hard studying, 1 hour is going to make all of your low energy tasks that much more easier. So whatever calculus has to, like physics or something, that's equally as hard, but I can't think of anything else.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Audience questions?
What happens if you're in like the bottom? Like, is it going to encourage you to something?
Yes, yes, there will be. So it's almost gaslighting you into thinking that you're the best, but using accurate data that actually proves that definitively. And so if, like, that's the whole point. You think you're not doing enough, this data refutes that. Using your data, learning who you are. So the fact that you woke up is already a net positive.
Yes, lots of commentary from outside. One more question? All right, cool. Thank you.
So has anyone here ever been to a Comic-Con or an anime expo or some sort of gaming convention like that? Yeah? Anyone? Okay, cool. Has anyone cosplayed or been interested in cosplaying? This is where you dress up as a character. All right, cool. So I'm glad that there's some of our target audience in the here, because I wasn't sure if this would be appropriate. So we have CosConnect, and this is a website where you can connect with other cosplayers. Maybe you find yourself at a convention. You want to meet up with other people in the same genre or fandom as you, and you want to hang out, or you want to take pictures, or find about a future event. Well, this is what that website is going to do. So you can see, actually you can talk now.
So you can see, actually,
What happened? Oh yeah, we decided.
so you can create an account, and then you can see there's just a list of events to see like what's going on in certain areas, and you can always apply or say, hey, you're interested in going to this event and see how many people are going, when they are, where they are. And there's always meetups. So maybe you want to meet up before or after the event, whatever that could be. A place for photo shoots. So of course you might take a lot of pictures. And if you want to connect with other people, then you have messages or DM. You can message individual users.
Yeah. So actually, let me explain how I got this idea. So does anyone play Overwatch? Or know about it? Okay. So I cosplay as Ash from Overwatch. And when I go there, everybody can ask me, where's Bob? And I said, I don't know, he's out doing something. So I thought, like, hey, it'd be really cool if I found a Bob here. And then we could take some pictures or hang out. So I want to connect with other people. So that's why I had this idea. Is there anything else? I mean, I think the only pages that work right now is this and the front page, but I think you have to, can you go back to the previous? Yes, so you can make your profile. We would do more if we had more time, of course.
Awesome. Nate? So, have either of you used Bolt before today or other vibe coding platforms?
No, I haven't, but
And do either of you have kind of like a coding background?
yeah, we went to school together for computer science.
Right. So I met and now we're up here going for a master's.
Nice, awesome. And do you remember approximately how many tokens you used?
300,000.
All right,
300,000.
And like if you had more time or kind of after this event, what's the next thing that you would start building out on this site?
Probably like the profile page, so you can add more information about yourself and like a friend connection system. You can start messaging. That's what I do. Is that what you do?
I think so.
Oh, I have a question. So the UI looks really different from what Bolt's regular thing is, right? So did you spend some time developing the front end of this? Like I saw this really cool picture, which was really nice, like, on the homepage and everything.
Oh yeah, we stole those from online.
Yeah.
Because they gave like completely irrelevant pictures, like
Yeah.
business people. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
But they're cosplaying as business.
Yeah.
Probably, but it looks really cool.
What did you find challenging or difficult?
Answer that one.
We're being very specific about, of course, like the photos, and at one point we said like, hey, can you make it feel more like Discord, but it made it look more like Discord. like a replica, so we had to just redo the whole design all over again.
Any questions from the audience?
How hard did you find is dictating or typing design is pretty unnatural for most things, but how were you guys able to get control over that? That's you were wishing if you had to go back or you had to go through things that feel. Did you guys find something that worked well and be consistent?
It kind of just picked the color for us. So we said all right, we're vibing with it, it works. And then the photos, we just put those photos in. So the whole style, we didn't change anything because when we said Discord, I said I wanted it to be look like Discord, the colors and font, that's what I meant when I said look like Discord. And I said, okay, just go back to the beginning of what you had the first time. And then that's how we had that. And then the pictures are just art. Actually, is that the Mario picture?
Yeah.
It at least put a Mario picture in for Anime Expo. That was the closest it got.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
The platform that I built is called FoodBridge, and it is inspired for saving the food wastage that happens. So if we go by stats, every day around 1 million meals are wasted, and that's around 1.505 billion tons of wasted food, with 60% of it that happens at our homes. So this waste drives around 8 to 10% of the global greenhouse gases. In the US, it's typically a family of 4 loses around $2,900 a year to uneaten food. So what this app or platform does is it connects the providers with the people or the organizations who need it. So you can log into the app, and it has the login option, and you can log in as a guest or you can create an account. So So I had created a login before. In this login page, it can show you so far the stats that have the number of meals that has been donated this month, number of partner donors we had. So essentially, this can connect donors, and donors could be restaurants, it could be individual houses, it could be any organization. So suppose you're organizing an event and you have food left over here and you want to, food that is edible, of course, and you want to give it out to people instead of throwing in the bin. You can use this, you can click on donate food now, you can create your food listing and describe all the details. You can also see some of the listings that you have done before. Here's an example. You can see the matches, it's not fully developed yet. You have a map view. Again, it's under development, but the idea is that you have a map view of nearby donors or people who are willing to accept the food nearby, like food banks or community kitchens. You can see that the impact that you have made. For the guest page, the interactive page is a bit limited because you need to sign in to explore more features, but you can still see some of the donations that have happened nearby. That would also encourage you to sign into the platform and be a part of this donor system. So you can sign up for free, and there are options that gives you that encourages you to donate food. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So, general questions. So, have you used Bolt before today or any other vibe coding platform?
No, this is my first time using
And do you code outside of
No.
hackathons? No. Okay. And
not the developer code, but I'm familiar with Python a bit. The analytics level of code, not the developer code.
Got it. Okay. And how many tokens did you use to make this?
1.4 million.
All right. Awesome. Questions?
I got a few, and it's okay if you haven't thought this through, you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to, but So you talked about how your use case talks about restaurants and also homes, right? How do you ensure that they're meeting some kind of standards of hygiene, of packaging, food packaging? How do you enforce that, or how do you determine?
Yeah, maybe that could be embedded when they're creating their food listing, like when they're adding their foods or scanning their foods, like the photo that has the feature. Maybe we can embed an LLM or something to scan the image to ensure that it meets certain criteria, or maybe when the person who is going to pick the food up, before picking it up, they make sure that it matches some of the safety criteria of the food. But yeah, I can give it more thought.
Sure, but I guess my question was things like FDA standards, right?
Yeah.
Restaurants have those, great, but a home probably wouldn't. So that would be an interesting thing to
Yeah. It starts mainly with to eliminate the waste and maybe
Right.
meet the
It's a great intent.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good
logistically-
point. You can think about it.
What did you find surprising, or what surprised you about the platform? Did it do anything that was unexpected, either in a good or bad way?
The board platform.
The Bolt platform.
It's my phone. One second. Sorry about that. What surprised me was the initial data that it added to it. I did not add the data and the features like how many pounds saved or what's the stat, like increase over time. All of that was done by default. So the initial understanding of the prompt was quite good, but it needs like much more enhancement in terms of mapping the right data to the right section. So I guess someone else had a question.
I have a very similar question. Was also asking how do you make sure the generators, the generator are safe?
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Thank you.
So kind of give you guys an intro about who I am. My name is Meera Patel and I am a junior studying industrial engineering at the University of Washington. Over the summer, I was interning at an industrial facility, which sounds kind of obvious, and I was shadowing someone that was planning a new plant. Now what I found out was factory planning took up to 90 days, which felt super surprising because it was just basic layout planning and there was a certain set of parameters that needed to be optimized. And there wasn't that much thought into it, but it just took so long just because of the semantics in the drawings. So that got me thinking, was there a way to just automate this and kind of make it much better, quicker, faster, and optimize for different parameters? And that's when I kind of came up with the idea to build this. So I feel like AI is a buzzword here. It doesn't really use that much AI, but it's essentially a factory layout planner, and it optimizes the factory layout for various different metrics, such as average working time for the employees, the cycle time, machine utilization, space efficiency, and various different factors. Okay, so this was working when I tested it, but you're supposed to be able to drag and drop the CNC machines and just kind of test different layouts and see how the different stats improve over time. We kind of use similar software in industry, and they're called Simio and things like that, where you can actually see people moving through it and things like that. That's what I tried to implement here as well, but I think it kind of broke. But you get the idea. I think a few of the metrics that we were looking for when we were planning the last factory layout were just things like the cost reduction, safety, and ergonomics were really important for MNCs, especially for people that were just super particular about that. Space efficiency was really important because you want to minimize working time, energy efficiency, and just in general throughput. I also kind of just wanted to understand how these systems work in different situations, because something might just work well when there's the absolute right amount of orders, but then it exceeds the right amount of orders. That kind of changes. So I wanted to create simulation scenario for when there's just normal, which is when 100% capacity, and I say 100% capacity for the lowest capacity item on the field. When there's a demand surge, as to when there's a lot more people, just to kind of understand the waiting lines, the queuing, and things like that. Just kind of understanding what happens if an equipment doesn't work, how things flow, and what you would need to do to make up for that, and other such scenarios. I also kind of implemented simulation speed, which is to see how as things like speed up and to kind of get like a bigger picture view of what is happening. The worker count, because that also fluctuates, so just to see how it acts in all these situations. I think my main goal with planning this is just to like kind of make something that works in all situations, as opposed to just like making one that works in a particular situation and then like having to actually tweak it on the factory floor. Sorry, am I out of time? Okay.
Can we wrap up with this?
Okay, and this is just like this other section that I made that automates the entire process for you, so you don't need to drag and drop. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. So standard questions. So have you used Bolt or other bytecoding platforms?
Yeah, I use Lovable, but not really.
So first time using Bolt
Yeah.
tonight? Okay. Yeah, curious, what's your like Bolt versus Lovable? Like what did you like better or like worse?
Okay, so I feel like Lovable was slightly better with the UI, but I was super impressed by how fast Bolt was able to like come up with the simulations. Because I feel like I think all the other coding platforms kind of struggle with like integrating these kind of simulations. So yeah, I think that was really impressive.
Cool. And so you know about how many tokens you used?
100K, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so like in your degree program, do you code a lot or is it other types of things?
No, we don't really code. I would ideally just use a software like this, so I wouldn't actually have to build it. I would just use a software like this.
Right. Awesome. Any questions?
Yeah.
So I actually have done factory planning before, so I mean, the fact that you can see something like this pretty quickly, even dashboard view is pretty impressive. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just gives me lots of ideas.
As you were building this, did you have an occasion where, sorry, did I interrupt somebody?
No.
Did you have an occasion where Bolt didn't do something that you wanted it to do? And if so, how did you work through that?
Okay, so I feel like I really just wanted this to be like a drag and drop thing, just so that you can kind of just like simulate layouts and things like that. And okay, it's kind of working again, but like it kind of goes on and off, which is a little bit confusing, and I wish it did that better. Also, I was building like another thing. I was doing the same thing for like hospitals before I built this, and a lot of the buttons weren't working. So I just had to like keep on clicking on the button and asking you to like keep like reiterating on it and getting it to work. For example, so over here you can upload an image and it comes out with an ideal layout, and then it gives you like layouts for like different optimizations. These just wouldn't work, but yeah.
It's really cool.
Thank you.
Before sharing, I just want to give you a basic idea of what's the product, right? So it's called Casify. It's basically a case study management platform, right? You can create customer success case studies. So in the context, let's say, for example, I'm Salesforce, and let's say Nike is my customer, been for like 1-2 years. Nike has been my customer, and I'm able to solve their pain points with selling my CRM, right? And now I want to sell it to Adidas. So typically what companies do is the customer success team goes to Nike and gets a customer success case study built from scratch, understanding what metrics did they solve, how the product solved for them, and they document it, and then they use that documentation to basically sell it to other prospects, right? Other similar prospects in same industry. So it's basically a case study creation, management, and platform. Because right now in the industries, a lot of, it's not fully automated. It goes through a lot of manual process, lot of legal process, approval internally, approval to different stakeholders, external approval with metrics. So it's a platform that manages all of this automated, right? And use LLM to create and generate all of these presentations. So that's the idea. So if you just go to Salesforce website and ask for customer success stories, there's a lot of these customer stories listed. And just click on one. This is just a sample of what the end output of the product will give you, right? This is the full customer success story that Salesforce has built in order to help them to sell to other prospects. So this is the product. So this is basically a dashboard. To put it in a very simple term, it's basically a CRM for customer success teams to create and manage more case studies. So this is the dashboard, and the dashboard will say, how many case studies we are actively doing, what are the companies, what are the industry segments, products, how long it's been there, and what status the case study is, and who's the owner. And there are some actions. The salesperson or anybody who has access to the tool, they can just simply download the case study, attach it in the email, and send it to prospects. They can save it into favorites, and if the customer churns and you're not, you're no longer able to use the case study, you can just move it to the churn bucket, and you can just click edit and edit the case study details. So this is the basic dashboard of the platform. You can have also the stats of how many case studies I am managing right now, or how much I have published, or you can change this to team stats. If let's say I'm the manager, what my entire team is doing, or let's say what's the company stats. My company has 67 case studies still in the pending zone, and I've built a small integrated AI bot which can help you with insights on this as well. So it can pull up, it can actively pull up case studies which is due for a long time, or can suggest what are the next companies that you need to target, more like insights that you can get information from. And you can have two approaches. One, create a new case study. Let's say I'm the customer success manager. I start creating a new case study, and I give all of this information, and then I move. Right now it's not fully built. So let's say you give all this information and then move to the customize option where you can customize the case studies, and then move to the approval where you can go to internal approvals or ask external approval from the customer's legal team or the customer stakeholders, and then publish. So you also have, I'll wind it up. So you have a dashboard where you can also manage integrations, manage your team, add team members, set goals for them, add my own company products and integrate to the dashboard, and have reports and analytics, all of this. Let's say just giving you one example, I can go here, add a team member and set goals for them. And also initially to start up this process, another method is just to start by sending an email to the customer, getting the basic idea of, hey, what do we want to build together? And that's how typically companies operate. They start with an email, and you can do that inside the tool itself. So basically one-stop solution to help companies create, manage, build case studies. And you can integrate with Gamma. I mean, a lot of features could be done like that.
Okay, so have you used Bolt before tonight or any other vibe coding platforms?
Yeah, I started with Bolt and I loved it so much, and I just sticked on with Bolt. I started in 2023. I mean, one of the very early adopters, so I started using with Bolt and I sticked on with Bolt.
Okay. And do you, like, what's your role?
So I've been purely working in GTM roles, complete non-tech background. I've never written a single line of code. And then when this idea popped up, because I was into GTM, this is a problem that I directly faced, and I really wanted to create this. And I was very sure of the value that it might add. So I started building this. I have no coding experience before.
And how many tokens did you use?
So that's the catch. I've probably used more than 20 million tokens, and the problem is initially I did not know.
2 million, you mean?
No, 20 million. Yeah, because I just kept on prompting.
I've never seen someone use 20 million tokens, and
I mean, it is there in the black, and I can show you for that for sure. I mean, it's definitely more than that. That much I'm sure, because initially I did not understand how to meta prompt. I didn't know that, so initially it was the idea was fully built with iterations in my prompt. So
okay, but tonight?
No, not tonight. From long back, yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been working on this then?
I put a pause to this because I want to create the backend, but otherwise this project probably maybe a month or so. I actually was doing it.
Got it. That makes more sense.
Unless you cannot.
I've never seen someone use 20 million tokens in 90 minutes. I don't know if that's possible. Awesome. Any questions?
Questions? Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do two things. Thank you. All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much.